Siddur Snippet series is generously sponsored by the Saka family and as well by Ayelet and Avram Foreman. We're on the 11th bracha, the bracha Hashiva Shofteinu Kivari Shona. And we last left off, what is the difference between Shoftim and Yoatzim? Shofteinu, Yoatzenu. Difference between Kivari Shona and Kivat Chila. Chazal told us, Psikta Rabasi, the Shoftim are David and Shlomo HaMelech, and the Yoatzim are Moshe and Aaron, which would explain Kivari Shona and Kivat Chila. Is it the first, but there was something that precedes? Or is it brand new, yesh me'ayim, with nothing before it? The Malbim told us, Shoftim are ben adam l'chavero, those who guide us interpersonally, judge us interpersonally, reconcile conflict interpersonally. And the Yoatzim, those who give eitzas, are ben adam l'makom, they inspire us and uplift us in our relationship with Hashem. And then the Gra, the Vilna Gaon in his commentary on Mishlei, interpreted that we had Nevi'im who used to talk to our Shorosh HaNeshama. Nevi'im would help us identify who we are, where we're going, what we're meant to be. And when we lost Nevi'im, we have to look internally, our own instinct, the Tzelem Elokim within us that speaks to us, and that's this tefillah. Hashiva Shofteinu Kivari Shona v'Yoatzenu Kivat Chila. Let our instinct guide us as accurately and as authoritatively, as properly as the Nevi'im once did. Perhaps one more suggestion or kavanah for this bracha. We know the Torah and Sefer Dvarim Parsha Shoftim, Torah tells us, Shoftim v'shotrim titein lecha b'chol sha'arecha, asher Hashem Elokecha nosein lecha l'shvatecha v'shavtu es ha'am mishpat tzedek. The Torah obligates every community to appoint Shoftim and Shotrim at all of the gates, at all of the sha'arim. To be a Jewish community means to not only have a kosher pizza store, at least one, kosher shawarma, highest per capita outside of Israel, here than anywhere else, but to be a proper Jewish community is Shoftim v'shotrim b'chol sha'arecha. All the gates, all the entrances, to have Shoftim and Shotrim, to have judges, and to have those who enforce the law, to fund the police, not defund them in the form of the Shotrim. The Svarim HaKadoshim, the Balei Machshava, they all tell us this pasuk is referring not only to formal and technical Shoftim and Shotrim in our communities, it means every Jew, every person. We have Sha'arim, we have Sha'arecha, there are gateways into who we are. Our eyes see, and we take in the images that are around us. Our ears hear, and we take in what is being broadcast and projected, what is being said around us. We have all the senses, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch. All of the sha'arim, all of the gateways are the way that we experience, we interact. The world penetrates, the world influences through the sha'arim. And just as the community collectively has to have shoftim and shotrim, so too say the Balei Machshava, Balei Musar, so too that tzaddikim say, B'chol sha'arecha, every yid, every individual Jew has to have shoftim. We have to have good judgment, proper judgment, clear judgment, thoughtful judgment. And shotrim, we have to regulate ourselves, police ourselves. We have to discipline ourselves and to be over ourselves. So perhaps this is another kavana in this bracha. Hashiva Shofteinu Kivari Shona v'Yoatzenu Kivat Chila. We long for, we want to go back. This connects to last night, what we said, story of Rav Yankiv Kamenetsky, that Hashiva, what we want to go backwards, what Rav Vigdamur taught us. Secular society thinks the further you go, the more you've progressed and advanced. We think Matan Torah, Kabbalah Satorah was the peak and pinnacle, and we want to go back to that spiritual high. So Hashiva Shofteinu, we want to go back to a time when people had Shoftim v'Shotrim b'chol sha'arecha, when people were really able to regulate themselves, to be disciplined over themselves, to in fact have good judgment, clear judgment, to be able to live virtuous and righteous lives where they were self-disciplined and sovereign over themselves, expressing the Yetzer HaTov over that Yetzer Hara. So we think, not only is this bracha, Hashiva Shofteinu V'Shana, collective, we, our people, want to have a sense of justice and fight and protect justice. So this week's Parsha, Kol Almanav Yasom Lo Sa'anun, to stand up for the people who are most vulnerable, to fight for justice. It's true internationally. We want the international courts of the world to treat the Jewish people, Israel, with a sense of justice, but it really begins with ourselves. Hashiva Shofteinu Kivari Shona, that we should go back to the purity and the innocence. We should go back to the self-control and the discipline. We should go back to a time that we had Shoftim v'Shotrim b'chol sha'arecha, that we were able to live on that level and live in that way. Next expression, v'hasar mimenu, we'll start tonight, hasar mimenu yagon v'anacha. And by having Shoftim and Yoatzim, by going back to having proper and clear authority of judges and advisors, then Haser Mimenu will be able to remove from ourselves Yagon v'anacha. What are yagon and anacha? It's what we're asking for. It's what we're davening for. It's bakasha. It's in the request section of the Amida. So what's our bakasha? Hashem, by having shoftim and yoatzim, haser mimenu, we'll be able to relieve ourselves, we'll be able to remove and purge the yagon and anacha. What are yagon and anacha? What are the two things together? And we don't have synonyms, so what do the two things mean separately as well? What are we trying to get across? What is the difference between these two things? So, the Kunshas Avodas HaTfilah says, yagon is daiga belev. Whatever hardship we're going through, the anxiousness, the pain, the worry, the fear, the disappointment, the heartache that comes from galus, the heartache that comes from injustice, the heartache that comes from hardship. It comes with heartache. The heartache is the yagon. Anacha is the sadness, the actual tsar, the tzara. Whatever pain someone's going through, whatever illness or ailment, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. So the actual challenge is the anacha. The yagon is a daiga belev, is the anxiousness, the challenge, the problem in the heart. And somehow, Hashiva Shofteinu Kevari Shona, when we go back to a system of judges and justice, so the heartache and the hardship will both be removed. Haser mimenu. How does that work? When Beis HaMikdash is built, Mashiach comes, there'll be no more cancer, no more illness, no more infertility, no more loneliness. That's it. The end of the shidduch cry, it all goes away. How is having shoftim and yoatzim? If we reconstitute the Sanhedrin, like the great project in Tzfas a couple centuries ago, didn't come to fruition. Had we been able to reconstitute the Sanhedrin, Hashiva Shofteinu Kevari Shona, then, haser mimenu yagon v'anacha. No more bad problems, no more pain, no more suffering, no more challenges. That's it? Is that simple? That's what you call a cliffhanger. We'll pick up with it next time. But it's important to know because we're about to say it. And tomorrow morning you're going to say it again. Tomorrow afternoon you're going to say it again. Tomorrow night you're going to say it again. And that's why Siddur Snippets is important. We should know what we're saying.